Good morning, sir. Good morning, classmate. Today we will tackle about air pollutions. Air pollutions, the presence of one or more contaminants like dust, smoke, mist, and odor in the atmosphere, which injures to human beings, plants, and animals. The rapid industrializations, fast urbanizations, rapid growth in populations, drastic increased vehicles on the roads, and other activities of human beings have disturbed the balance of natural atmosphere. Air pollution becomes polluted when it contains harmful substances like dust, smoke, mist, and odor that can harm humans, animals, and plants. This pollution is mainly caused by rapid industrial growth, increasing urban areas, rising populations, more vehicles on the roads, and other human activities that disrupt the natural balance of the atmosphere. Source of air pollution. Number one is natural sources. Example is volcanic eruptions, forest fire, biological decay, pollen grains, marshes, radioactive materials, etc. Second is man-made activity. Example, thermal power plant, vehicular emissions, fossil fuel burning, agriculture activities, etc. Classifications of air pollutants. Number one is primary air pollutants. Those emit directly in the atmosphere in harmful forms. So primary air pollutants, these are pollutants released directly into atmosphere in a harmful form. They came from sources like vehicles, factories, and burning of fossil fuel. Example is carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, and sulfur oxide. Secondary air pollutants. Some of the primary pollutants may react with one another or with the basic components of air to form new pollutants. They are called secondary pollutants. So, the secondary air pollutants, these pollutants are not emitted directly. Instead, they form in the atmosphere when primary pollutants react with each other or with natural air components, like sunlight or water vapor. Example is nitric acid, nitrogen dioxide, and ozone. These are examples of air pollution. Common air pollutant sources. Number one is carbon monoxide, colorless and odorless gas that is poisonous to air-breathing animals. It is formed during the incomplete combustion of carbon-containing fuels. So, carbon monoxide is a colorless and odorless gas that is harmful to animals and humans. It is produced when fuels like gasoline, wood, or coal burn without enough oxygen. Human sources: cigarette smoking, incomplete burning of fossil fuel, about 77% from motor vehicles exhaust. Health effect: react with hemoglobin in red blood cells and reduce the ability of blood to bring oxygen to body cells and tissues, which causes headache and anemia. At high level, it causes coma, irreversible brain cells damage, and health. So health effect is it reduces the blood's ability to carry oxygen, causing headache, weakness, and high-level coma or death. Environmental effect: increase in global temperature. It contributes to global warming. Number 2 is nitrogen dioxide, reddish-brown, irritating gas that gives photochemical smog. In the atmosphere, it can be converted into nitric acid. So nitrogen dioxide is a reddish-brown gas that irritates the lungs and forms smog in the air. It can change into nitric acid when mixed with moisture. Human sources: fossil fuel burning in motor vehicle 49% and power industrial plants 49%. So mainly from burning fossil fuel in vehicles 49% and power plants is 49%. Health effect is lungs irritations and damage. It causes lungs irritations and breathing problems. Environmental effect: acid depositions of nitric acid can damage trees, soil, and aquatic life in lakes. Nitric acid can be corrode metals and eat away stone on building statues and monuments, can damage fabric. Forms acid rains that damage trees, soil, lakes, metals, building, and fabrics. Sulfur dioxide, colorless and irritating gas. It is formed mostly from the combustions of sulfur-containing fossil fuel such as coal and oil. In the atmosphere, it can be converted to sulfuric acid or nitric acid, which is a major component of acid disposition. Sulfur dioxide is a colorless gas with a strong irritating smell. It is mainly produced when coal and oil that contain sulfur are burned. In the air, it can turn into sulfuric acid, which causes acid rain. So, human sources: coal burning in the power plants 88% and industrial processes is 10%. So, human sources is mostly from coal burning power plants 88% and industrial processes is 10%. Health effect: breathing problems for healthy people. So, health effect is causes breathing problems even in healthy people. Even environmental effect: reduce visibility. Acid depositions of nitric acid can damage trees, soil, and aquatic life in lakes. So, environmental effect: reduce visibility and forms into acid rain, which can harm trees, soil, and aquatic life. Number 4 is suspended particulate matter, SPM. Includes variety of particles and droplets. They can be suspended in atmosphere for short period to long period. Suspended particulate matter includes small solid particles and liquid droplets that stay in the air for a short or long time. Human sources: burning coal in power and industrial plants 40%, burning diesels and other fuels in vehicles 17%, agriculture and paved roads, construction, and etc. So, human sources is burning coal in the power and industrial plants is 40%, burning diesels and other fuel in vehicles 17%, plus agriculture, unpaved roads, and constructions. Health effect: nose and throat irritations, lungs damage, bronchitis, asthma, reproductive problems, and cancer. So, health effect is causes nose and throat irritations, lungs damage, bronchitis, asthma, reproductive issues, and cancer. Environmental effect is reduced visibility. Acid depositions and nitric acid droplets can damage trees, soil, and aquatic resources. So, environmental effect is reduced visibility and contribute to acid rain, which harms trees, soil, and water bodies. 5 is ozone. Highly reactive irritating gas with an unpleasant odor that forms in the troposphere. It is a major component of photochemical smog. So, ozone is a reactive gas with a sharp smell. It forms in the lower atmosphere and is a major part of photochemical smog. So, human sources is chemical reaction with volatile organic compounds emit mostly by care and industries. So human sources is formed by chemical reactions between nitrogen oxide and volatile or organic compounds from car and industries. So, environmental effect: moderates the climate. So, environmental effect is help regulate climate, but at ground level it's harmful. Number 6 is photochemical smog, browny smoke like appearance that frequencies form on clear sunny So, photochemical smog. Photochemical smog is a brownish haze from forms on sunny days in cities with heavy traffic. So, sources is it is mainly due to chemical reactions among nitrogen oxides and hydrocarbon by sunlight. The sources is caused by reactions between nitrogen oxide and hydrocarbons in sunlight. Health effect is breathing problems, cold, eye, nose, and throat irritations, heart disease, reduced resistance to cold, and pneumonia. So health effect is leads to breathing problems, cold, irritations of eyes, nose, and throat, heart disease, and lower resistance to infections. Environmental effect. Ozone can damage plants and trees. Smog can reduce visibility. Environmental effect. Ozone in smog can harm plants and trees, and smog reduce visibility. Number 7 is lead. Solid toxic metal and its compounds emit into the atmosphere as particulate matter. So lead is a toxic metal released into the air as fine particles. Human sources: paint smelters, metal refineries, lead manufacturers, storage batteries, lead patrol. So sources is paint, metal refineries, smelters, lead productions, batteries, and leaded gasoline. So health effects accumulate in the body, brain, and other nervous system damage and mental retardations, especially in child, digestive and other health problems. Some lead containing chemical causes cancer in test animal. So health effect is built up in the body, damage the brain and nervous system. Causes mental retardations in children. Digestion problem and some lead compounds that cause cancer in animals. Environmental effect can harm wildlife. So environmental effect can harm wildlife. Number 8 is hydrocarbon, aromatic and aliphatic. Hydrocarbons, especially lower hydrocarbons, get accumulated due to the decay. Hydrocarbons are organic compounds that can build up in the environment, especially from decaying plant material. Human sources: agriculture, decay of plants, burning of wheat logs. So sources: agriculture, plant decay, burning of wheat woods and logs. Health effect is carcinogenic. So health effect: some hydrocarbons are cancer-causing, carcinogenic. Environmental effect: it produces an oily film on the surface and do not as such causes a serious problem until they react form secondary pollutants. Ethylene causes plant damage even at low concentrations. Environmental effect: they form oily layers on surface and can create harmful secondary pollutants. Ethylene, even in small amounts, damage plants. 9 is chromium. Solid toxic metal emit into the atmosphere as particulate matter. So chromium is a toxic metal released as fine particles in the air. Human sources: paint of nasal symptom, Crohn, cause gastrointestinal disorders. So sources is paint and exposure may cause nose damage, nasal symptom, skin sores, chrome holes, and digestive problem. Control measure of air pollution. Number 1 is source control. So 1 is use only unleaded petrol. 2nd is use petroleum product and other productions that have low sulfur and ash content. 3 is reduce the number of private vehicles on the road by developing an efficient public transport. 4 is ensure that houses, schools, restaurants, and places where children play are not located in busy streets. 5 is plant trees, busy streets. 6 is industries and waste disposal sites should be situated outside the city center. 7 is use catalytic converter to help control the emissions of carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons. Second is control measure in industrial centers. A is the emissions rates should be restricted the permissible levels by each and every industry. B is incorporate of air pollution. Thank you.